Gemini 3.5 Flash is not being launched like a normal model update. Google is framing it as frontier intelligence with action. That phrase matters because agents do not only need smarter answers, they need to plan, use tools, write code, recover from mistakes, and keep moving fast enough to feel useful. At I.O., Google put Gemini 3.5 Flash inside the Gemini app, Search AI mode, Anti-Gravity, AI Studio, Android Studio, and enterprise products. That is a model launch and a distribution launch at the same time. The availability map is the message. Google says 3.5 Flash is available through the Gemini app, AI mode in Search, Google Anti-Gravity, the Gemini API in AI Studio, Android Studio, Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform, and Gemini Enterprise. That is not an accident. If the same fast model powers search answers, developer agents, enterprise agents, and personal agent features, Google can tune one action layer across many products. The model matters, but where it appears matters even more. The benchmark language also shifted. Google says 3.5 Flash is its strongest agentic encoding model yet, and points to tasks where agents must keep context, call tools, and finish longer workflows. That is different from the old race for one perfect answer. Agents fail when they lose track of steps, make a bad tool call, or cannot correct themselves. So the benchmark war is becoming a workflow war. The best model is the one that completes the job, not the one that sounds smartest for one paragraph. Flash models are usually treated as the cheaper tier. Google is trying to make speed part of the premium story. The official post says 3.5 Flash is much faster by output tokens per second than other frontier models. For chat, that is nice. For agents, it is structural. An agent can call tools, inspect results, rewrite code, retry, and ask permission multiple times in one task. If every step is slow, users abandon it. Fast enough is not cosmetic. Fast enough is what makes autonomy feel real. Coding is the proving ground because it exposes the full loop. The model has to read a code base, plan, edit files, run checks, understand errors, and avoid breaking unrelated work. Google is tying 3.5 Flash to Anti-Gravity, Android Studio, AI Studio, and managed agents because developer tasks make model weaknesses obvious. If Flash can reliably operate there, the same ingredients can move into consumer and enterprise tasks, context, tools, permissions, feedback, and iteration. 3.5 Pro is being used internally and is planned for next month. That makes Flash more interesting, not less. Flash is the model Google is willing to put everywhere now. Pro becomes the heavier reasoning layer behind the scenes. The likely product pattern is obvious. Use Flash for fast agent steps, use Pro when the task needs deeper reasoning, and route intelligently based on cost, latency, and risk. The public launch is Flash, but the architecture is a family. The Gemini 3.5 Flash story is bigger than a leaderboard. Google is saying the next model war will be judged by action. Can the model use tools? Can it code? Can it power Search, Gemini, Anti-Gravity, Android Studio, and enterprise agents without feeling slow? That is why this launch matters. The winner will not be the lab with the most impressive demo alone. It will be the company that turns a capable model into reliable work across the most surfaces. What builders should watch now is routing. If 3.5 Flash is fast enough for most agent steps and 3.5 Pro handles the heavier reasoning later, the winning stack will not ask one model to do everything. It will pick the right model for each step. Cheap fast calls for inspection, stronger calls for planning and risk, tool calls for action, human approval for irreversible moves. That is where the model war is heading. Not one benchmark number, but an operating system for deciding how intelligence, latency, cost, and safety fit together. Bottom line, Gemini 3.5 Flash matters because agents need speed as much as intelligence. A slow agent feels broken even when it is technically capable. Google's bet is that a fast, broadly distributed model can power the everyday agent steps, while stronger models handle the rare hard turns. That is the model architecture to watch. If this works, users will not think about model names. They will just feel the agent getting work done quickly enough to trust.